this is the C&G channel. I'm Chris, and this is MMA for you. I'm going to be reviewing MFC 26, Retribution, and Shark Fight 13, and I'll be doing it solo today. But before we get into this, I'd like to thank our sponsor.
GoBusiness123.com.
That must have been nothing, man. Well, yeah, but for all your resume needs, all you need to do is go to
GoBusiness123.com.
Yeah, but you know, Go Business 123 also does business consultation. So for all your business consultation needs, all you need to do is go to
GoBusiness123.com.
The heck? Okay, but well, anyways, you know, if you need a job in this economy and whatnot, you know, Go Business 123 provides job posting. So for all your job posting needs, all you need to do is go to
GoBusiness123.com.
I'm a little scared, but I think we'll start the show. We'll just I will just there's no ghost here. I don't think there is. I'll just do a review right now with MFC 26. Me and the ghost, I guess. I don't know. Please don't haunt me. No, I guess it's just me. So yeah, let's just start off. The first fight of the night was Curtis DeMark versus Tyson Steele. I chose Tyson Steele to win, but he lost by a triangle choke. Tyson Steele didn't really impress me too much. He had a very erect stand-up where he was just really straight up and down. When he kicked, his body didn't move for torque. It's obvious that he's just really like a jiu-jitsu guy. It's really getting into MMA. Curtis DeMark, you know, he had like the record actually said on MFC that was like 10-7, when in reality he's like 8-7. I think they add in his amateur fights to make his record look a lot better. But otherwise, yeah, you know, it's cool to see Curtis DeMark win. Tyson Steele, he's still green, needs to get up there. You know, just build a couple fights. We're gonna stand up. His footwork looks a little funny. He's just a little too, you know, he's just a little too, like, straight, you know, he's not bent or hunched over, you know, he's just, hunched over, but, you know, he's just too erect, for stand-up, and it's really not going to help him. Next fight on the card was David Heath. He won by Superman punch over Solomon Hutcherson. I did pick David Heath to win. Same things with David Heath. Same things with Solomon Hutcherson, you know. David Heath, he still gets hit really easily, and he has a good chin, but it's not an excuse for bad defense, you know. Especially when he's just taking hits, almost for the sake of taking hits. You know, the Superman punch is really cool. Considering that David Heath, you know, he is one of Babalu's highlights in that he choked him out. And he's one of Tim Bosch's highlights in that he, you know, threw him down like almost head first to the ground. It's kind of nice that David Heath now has. I mean, he's had some highlight reel stuff, but this was definitely a highlight reel Superman punch KO. It's really cool. Next fight was Dwayne Lewis versus Mike Nichols. I actually picked Nichols to win, and man, did Nichols have like no strategy in this fight. I don't know if he's trying to clinch or just hug the guy or something. I mean, he'd seriously be like a couple feet away from the guy, go like head down, face down, trying to, I guess it looks like he's trying to initiate a clinch, only to get uppercutted. So Mike Nichols turned out to be the highlight reel, you know, inside of Dwayne Lewis's highlight reel now, because he goes in like he took this like 2 times, maybe even 3. He goes in with his head down, you know, running at him. Looks like trying to initiate a clinch. It's not even like he's not even going for a shot, you know. It looks like he's just trying to force a clinch. and so he's running towards him, and Dwayne Lewis, who's against the ropes, gets uppercutted, and his head like bounces off the second rope, you know, as he got dropped, you know. So I was like, I don't know what was with his strategy. Nichols also had the reach advantage, and there were some parts of the fight where Nichols was actually using some straight punches that looked pretty effective. I don't know if he just if Nichols just had some hot date or something, or just wanted to go to the after party real bad. But I mean, dude, it was almost like he was looking for a way out, or just trying to finish quick, or something. It was just, yeah, not a good strategy on his part. Next fight after that is Jesse JT Money Taylor versus Tom Kong Watson. I was impressed by Watson, even though he lost, and I actually picked him to win. I was impressed by him. He was sweeping from the bottom, which I was really impressed with. One thing with Jesse Taylor also was that, like, it makes me wonder about their base sometimes, because I know Jesse Taylor's a wrestler, but he got swept pretty easily, so I kind of wonder if he was being a little too over aggressive or whatnot, and which really killed his base or something. And it goes for both of them, because like these two got swept a lot more than I think they probably should have, considering the positions they were in. I mean, there were times when Jesse Taylor would have his back, almost choked out Tom Watson. There's some times when Tom Watson was on top, when maybe he should have kept the fight standing too. Not the best game planning for Watson, but he did look good. Jesse Taylor looked pretty good too. Like I said, they both got swept a lot more from top than probably than both of them should have been. I think, anyways. But good win by JT Money. I thought he would, if he was gonna win, I thought he would win in this way by a decision, mainly utilizing his wrestling. The next fight is Antonio McKee versus Luciano Acevedo. I picked McKee to win, and he did. He won impressively too. You know, he won with an elbow, which is really cool. Well, with a cut stoppage, it was really cool. You know, he tried to stand with him for Acevedo for a while. Got this really tremendous slam. I mean, like, Antonio McKee's wrestling. You know, I mean, he can find those slams really well. You know, and that was pretty devastating. Brought him to the ropes. So worked some ground and pound. He postured up. Worked some ground and pound. I was very happy with the activeness of what I saw. You know, there wasn't a lot of stalling. You know, it was just active. It was really active. There's a lot of movement. And right now there's this big thing about wrestlers. You know, oh, they're bad for MMA. You know, and you know, are they costing the entertainment value? But you know, if it's active, it's for me. I just want to see activeness. I don't want to see fighters intentionally stalling. I think I talked about it in depth with Gray Maynard versus Kenny Florian. But you know, it was really cool. You know, he brought him to the ropes, hit an elbow. Acevedo like looked at his own blood and was like, "What the heck happened?" Only to get elbowed again, and then he just more or less just tapped, and like, you know, it was pretty brutal, actually. Good one by McKee, actually. This is 2 in a row where he's actually had stoppages now. So, really good one for him. Honestly, if he didn't have an MFC contract, I think he's definitely good enough for UFC. Definitely good enough for Strikeforce. Yeah, so I think, I think it's pretty long overdue, to be perfectly honest. And the final fight on card was Douglas Lima getting a win by a very sweet armbar over Ryan Ford. I worked a back. When I do jiu-jitsu, you know, if you're too high off the back, I mean, you can recover position, but there is always an armbar available. It's really cool that, like, Lima went for the armbar. That was really cool, and he got it. I mean, it was just beautiful armbar. I picked Ryan Ford to win, but yeah, I was really impressed with Lima once again. If he didn't have an MFC contract, I don't know if he does or not, if it's a one-fight deal or something, this kid can be a UFC guy too. I mean, as far as like who I can see going to UFC, you know, probably not Tyson Steele or Curtis DeMark. definitely not David Heath or Solomon Hutcherson. Probably not Dwayne Lewis yet. I mean, he's coming in. This is his win. I think he's coming off a loss over Emmanuel Newton. Mike Nichols is pretty decent, but you know, it's maybe not someone wins. Maybe he's UFC bound. I think it's pretty long overdue that Jesse Taylor probably gets back into UFC. He's matured a lot, so I really like that. Not just that, his fight, you know, he's proven to be very solid. I mean, he's been fighting a lot too, just in these smaller shows. You know, I'll just see his name just pop up, like, you know, MFC or like, you know, somewhere in Japan or something. You know, so it's really cool. You know, I think Tom Watson could do well in the UFC also. He's pretty good. I think he trains at Jackson's too, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not 100% sure, but he looks pretty good. A little more seasoning, and I think he'd be good for the UFC. And Tony McKee, like I said, I mean, he's pretty old actually, but honestly, he does have a fitting style for the UFC. To see lightweight or wrestlers like that, it's not uncommon. You know, Tyson Griffin, Clay Guida, you know, Gray Maynard. You know, there's a lot of guys that can, you know, that take fights to the ground and whatnot. And Antonio McKee, Frankie Edgar, well, not lately, but you know, I think it's actually been long overdue, man. This guy hasn't lost in years. That's the thing. And yeah, Douglas Lima too. I mean, he looked really good, you know. So some of these guys, yeah, definitely see him go to the UFC. So yeah, I'll get into the Shark Fights 13 right after the jump, and so just go to part 2. Thanks.